Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today, sit a while for we are playing some more Out of the Park Baseball 22 with my Montreal Expos historical series. Alright, so last time out was pretty cool. We managed to sweep a 3-game series against the Rockies in Colorado. So that was pretty good for us. Now, granted, Colorado is not as good a team as us, at least rankings wise, we're slightly better, but still, I mean, always got to feel good when you get a 3-game sweep. Today, that's going to be a little bit tougher. We're facing the Houston Astros. They are 70 and 58, so we just played them not too long ago, so I explained that in the last timeout. I explained that we played Houston, then Colorado, then Houston, then Colorado again, and now Houston again. It's one of the quirk of the schedule, which technically was never played in real life because by then there was the strike in '94 that broke the hearts of all Montreal Expos fans in the world, all 27 of us. That's just a slight exaggeration. The Montreal proved that when there's a good winning team on the field, the people will go to the games. But anyway. All right, so on the injury front, Katsumasa Ota is still out for a couple days. He's probably going to do some rehab time, I would think, after that. So I don't know what's going to happen with the lineup at that point. So I guess we'll see whenever we get there. And the Astros are going to be sending a lefty on the mound. Danny Young is going to be on the mound. He's 11 and 5, pretty good record. We're going to go with Carlos Perez, so we're going to have a lefty duel. Perez is actually pitching a lot better lately. I know his record might not show that, but if we go and check at the actual game per game performance, he's won his last 3 starts. 2 of them were complete games too. So he's been giving us some pretty good baseball, and overall he's won 4 of his last 5 starts. So yeah, he's been giving us a lot better baseball lately. Now we'll see how he does today, but yeah, he's been okay lately, thankfully. Alright, so let's take a look at the Astros, see if they have any injuries or anything like that. Matt Lawton is hurt. He was hurt, I believe, last time we played them as well. Fractured rib. We are not going to see him. And Neil Eaton is also hurt. We're also not going to see him. So those guys not going to be playing. Now, the thing with Houston is that they have a pretty scary lineup. Almost top to bottom is kind of scary. So we have to hope for a pretty good game from Carlos Perez. So let's get this thing started here, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Sorry, resizing Windows. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this lineup. I mean, it has won me 3 straight games against the Rockies, so we have to give it a shot. Although, technically, against the Rockies, we only faced righties, so it was Woody Green and not Brett Barbary, but anyway. Alright, so we are going to be facing Bobby Abreu, Mark McLemore, who was a pain in the butt in the last 3-game series that we played against the Astros. Luis Gonzalez, Jeff Bagwell, Steve Finley, Craig Biggio, FP Santangelo, and Mike Blowers. So, not a whole lot, considering that McLemore plays pretty good against us. There's not a whole lot of rest in the lineup for us, so Carlos Perez is gonna need to be on his game yet again. Let's get things started here. The game is back home at Olympic Stadium. We were out in Houston and then Colorado. Now we're back home playing the Astros. Alright, so as usual, play ball and go Expos. So first on the menu is going to be Bobby Abreu to face Carlos Perez in the top of the first. That's a 2-2 count to him. Oh, all in all, we have won our last 5 games. So I guess we won the last 2 games of the 3-game series against the Astros, and then we blew past the Rockies as Bobby Abreu grounds out to short, and that's the first out of the inning. Mark Micklemore, I sometimes struggle with his name. He's second here, 3-2 to him, and he walks. Luis Gonzalez is next, 0-1 to him. Grounds it down the line at first. That goes all the way into the corner and right, and I believe it's going to score a run. And it does. And on the play, Gonzalez gets to third base, so that's going to be a double. And it scores a run. It's already 1-0 for the Astros. Oh, he was out at third. I did miss that. Sorry. So he tried to extend his double into a triple, but we nailed him at third. So there's nobody on. 2 outs now for Jeff Bagwell. 3-1 to him. And he walks. Alright, not a great start for Carlos Perez. He's been pretty good lately, but not so far today. Steve Finley is next, 1-1. That's it to center, and it falls in for a base hit right in front of Rivera. So Rockies have 2 on, 2 outs. Craig Biggio is the next batter, full count to him. And that's it to left, and that's cut by Calderon for out number 3. Looked like it was going to be a hit. It was hit pretty well, but right at him, basically. Alright, so we are down 1-0, going into the bottom of the first. Now, we have faced Danny Young in the first, not the first, but the last series. That was a couple videos ago. So let's see if we can get to him this time. Marquis Grissom is going to be the first one to welcome him. 0-1 to Grissom. That's it to first, and he is out. That's the first out of the inning, obviously. Brett Barbery is next, 1-0 to him. Grounds it to second, and they're going to eat it. So Micklemore does not risk a throw. It is a base hit for Barbery. And now that brings up Ivan Calderon, who is sitting 1 shy out of 30 home runs and 100 batted in. So no count to him. Barbery's going. I don't like that, but he's safe. That's his 10th stolen base of the season. So 1-2 to Calderon now, and he strikes out. That's not good. So now we need a base hit from Charles Johnson. 3-1 to him, and he walks. All right. So we have 2 ons, 2 outs, and Ruben Rivera is now the batter. And Rivera also has been playing a little bit better lately. So let's see, 1-2 to him, and he struck out swinging. I should stop mentioning that he's doing better. It seems like that every time that I'm saying that he's doing better lately, he strikes out. You're terrible. You suck. I hate you. Alright, FP Santangelo, top of the second. Of course, the Expos did not score in the bottom of the first. No count to Santangelo. Grounds it to short. The throw by Ray Sanchez, and that's out number 1. Mike Blowers is next. No count to him. That's it to center. Not very deep. Rivera after it, and he catches it for out number 2. Danny Young is next. 0-1. And that's going to be a single to center. So the pitcher gets on board after 2 outs. And Bobby Abreu is going to be next. 3-1. Grounds it to short. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. Alright, so the Astros are still up 1-0 here, going into the bottom of the second. We have Bill Doran to get the inning started. 3-0 to him. And he walks on 4 pitches. Delino De Shields is next. 3-0 to him as well, and he walks on 4 pitches as well. So the Expos get 2 runners on base without even the swing of a bat. And that brings up Carlos Perez as the next batter. Of course, he's the pitcher, but he's a decent hitting pitcher. They're probably going to make him bunt too. No count. And he misses the bunt. 0-1. And he bunts it to the pitcher. The throw to first is good. So that's a sacrifice for Carlos Perez. Runners advance. So we now have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Ray Sanchez is the batter. 1-0 to him. That's it to center for a base hit. That scores a run. Are we going for 2? Oh yeah, we are. And he's saved. And just like that, the Expos take a 2-1 lead thanks to a 2-run scoring single by Ray Sanchez. Now the lineup flips over, and now we have Marquis Grissom as the batter with 1 out, runner on first. No count to him. Grounds it to short. And they get the lead runner at second, but it is not a double play, so Grissom is safe at first. There's now 2 outs for Brett Barbery. No count to him. Oh, Grissom is going. There's not even a throw. So that's going to be stolen base number 71 for Grissom. 2-2 to Barbery now, and he gets plunked. Right, so we have 2 runners on base, 2 outs. Ivan Calderon is the next batter. 0-1. Hits it to first, and that's a good throw to the pitcher covering first. And that's the end of the inning for the Expos. We did, however, score 2 runs, and we are now up 2-1 going into the top of the 3rd. Mark McLemore is going to be the next batter. No count to him. Grounds it to short. And that's a good throw, and he is out. Luis Gonzalez is next. No count to him. And that falls in front of Grissom in right. So Luis Gonzalez has himself a base hit with 1 out. Jeff Bagwell is now the batter. Full count. And he walks. So Perez with some more control problems here. Now there's runners on first and second. 1 out. Steve Finley is the batter. 1-1. Grounds it to first. The throw to second for 1. The throw to first, but it's late. So we get only 1 here. There's now runners on first and third. 2 outs for Craig Biggio. No count to him. That's it to left. Calderon after it. All the way to the warning track. And he catches it for out number 3. So the Astros got 2 runners on, but none of them come to score. It is still 2-1 for the Expos going into the bottom of the 3rd. Charles Johnson is the first one to face Danny Young. 3-0 to him. And he walks on 4 pitches. I believe that's the 2nd walk of the game for Charles Johnson. So showing some patience at the plate. A little bit of a lost art in 2021 in baseball. Reuben Rivera is going to be the next batter. There's a runner on first, nobody out. Full count to him. And he walks as well. All right, so yet again, the Expos start the inning with 2 walks and nobody out. Bill Duran is next. No count to him. Grounds it to short. The throw to second and then the throw to first. That's a double play. So Bill Duran commits into a double play. We have a runner on third, but now there's 2 outs, so we absolutely need a hit from Delino de Shields. 2-1 to him. Grounds it to second. Oh, is that going to be a hit or... Yeah, that counts as an infield hit. The second baseman juggled with the ball. It is now 3-1 for the Expos. Carlos Perez is next. Runner on first, 2 outs. 2-2. And that's it. Oh, down the line and right. That's going to be extra bases for Carlos Perez. Oh, and the Shield scores on the play. RBI double for Carlos Perez, helping his own cause here. Yeah, after 2 outs too, and with 2 strikes, whenever your pitcher gets you that, yeah, it's cause for celebration. Unless you're already losing 17-1 or something. Ray Sanchez is next. 2 outs, runner on second base. 0-1 to him. That's it to left, but a pretty easy play for Gonzalez. And he catches it for out number 3. The Expos add 2 more runs. It is now 4-1. Going into the top of the 4th with FP Santangelo the batter. No count to him. That's it to left. Calderon after it. All the way to the track, and he catches it for out number 1. Sorry, I checked to make sure my internet was still on. It looks like the power flickered or something, but it might just have been the light. Alright, Mike Blowers is going to be the next batter. 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. Oh, they're already bringing in the pinch hitter. James Mouton is going to be the pinch hitter here. Runner on first, 1 out. 2-1. That's it, right. That's going to be extra base hit. An extra base hit for James Mouton. Looks like a triple. Yeah, triple for him. Scores a run. It is now 4-2 for the Expos. After Mouton gets a triple that scored a run. Bobby Abreu is next. There's only 1 out. Runner on third, 2-1. That's it to first. The run scores on the play. We get the out at first. There's now 2 outs. And it is 4-3 now. We only have a 1-run lead. Nobody on for Mark McLemore. Full count to him. And he walks. Did Carlos Perez even struck out somebody? No, he didn't. He walked 5 and struck out 0. So runner on first, 2 outs. Luis Gonzalez is next. 0-2 to him. Oh, that was the perfect time to get his first strikeout of the game. We get out of the inning. We are up 1 thanks to a 2-run 4th inning for the Astros. Alright, so Paul Branconier is going to be the pitcher for the Astros now. So they pulled Danny Young pretty early. Grissom is the first one to face him. Full count. That's it to right, pretty weakly. And that's caught by Finley for out number 1. Brett Barbery is next, 2-2. That's it to second base. And he's thrown out for out number 2. Ivan Calderon is next, 2-1 to him. That's it, weakly to left, the shortstop after it, and Santangelo picks it up for out number 3. The Expos go down in order 1, 2, 3. We are going into the top of the 5th. Jeff Bagwell is next to bat here, 3-1 to him. And he walks. Steve Finley is next, 1-0. That's a bunt. And Finley is out at first. The runner advances to second. So runner on second base, 1 out. Craig Biggio is next, 1-0. That's it, really weakly. Should be picked up by Ray Sanchez. And he gets it for out number 2. FP Santangelo is next, full count to him. That's it, really weakly. Should be picked up by the catcher, Charles Johnson. And it is. Alright, so Astros got a runner into scoring position, but he doesn't score. Bottom of the 5th incoming. Charles Johnson going first, 2-1. Grounds it to short. That's a good throw by Santangelo. That's out number 1. Reuben Rivera is next. No count to him. Oh, got plunked. Alright, Bill Duran is next. 1 out. Rivera's going. And he's out. 2 outs now for Bill Duran, 0-1. That's it to center for a base hit. Alright, so 2 outs, runner on first. Delino de Shields is next. No count to him. That's it to right, but pretty much right at Steve Finley. He catches it for out number 3. The Expos Got a couple runners on, but end up not doing anything with them. We are still up one, top of the sixth. How many pitches for Carlos Perez? Yeah, you can continue a little bit. Mike Blowers is next. 0-2 to him. And he struck out looking. Out number one. Eric Anthony comes in as a pinch hitter. 1-1. Rounds it to second base, and he's thrown out for out number two. Bobby Abreu is next, full count to him. Grounds it to second base, and he's thrown out for out number three. All right, the Astros go down 1-2-3. Bottom of the sixth is next. And Bobby Tigpen is now the pitcher for the Astros. Carlos Perez is going to be the batter. 3-1 to him. That's another base hit for Carlos Perez. Opposite field single. Look at it. Look at that. Alright, so runner on first, nobody out. Ray Sanchez is next, no count, and that's a bunt. The animation didn't come in. That was a bunt. I thought he got plunked. Alright, so that's a sacrifice hit. Perez is now at second base, one out. Marquis Grissom is next, 3-1 to him. And he walks. Alright, so we have two runners on, one out. Brett Barbery follows, 3-2 to him. And he walks as well. Alright. So Bobby Tigpen walks in a bases loaded situation here. Alright, so bases are juiced, one out. Ivan Calderon is next, 1-2 to him. Grounds it to third base. They're gonna eat it. That's an infield single. It is 5-3 for the Expos, and that's Ivan Calderon's 100th RBI this season. Hey, buddy, what's up? Did you just see that? I think you just witnessed Ivan Calderon's 100th RBI of the season. And the bases are still loaded with one out. Charles Johnson is next. 2-2 to him. That's a base hit to right, so more runs are going to score. Actually, just one, I think. It is 6-3 for the Expos now. Bases are still loaded. The Astros are keeping Bobby Tigpen on the mound. We have Ruben Rivera next, 1-2. That's it. Oh, that falls in. All right. And another run scores. It is now 7-3 for the Expos. Oh, they had enough of Bobby Tigpen. They're bringing in Brian Anderson now. And we have Bill Duran coming in. 0-2 to him. Uh-oh. Looks like a double play. Yep. Inning-ending double play. But the Expos add 3 more runs to their lead. It is now 7-3. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep Carlos Perez. That's definitely not his best start, but I'm going to keep him on the mound. Alright, so McLemore is going to be first for the Astros here. Full count. That's a base hit to right. I've had problems retiring McLemore. So how was the month-long camping trip / vacation? Alright, Luis Gonzalez is next. Runner on first. Nobody out. 1-1. That's cut by the Shields. That was a liner. That's out number 1. Jeff Bagwell is next. That scares me a little. 1-1. Alright, that's a routine fly ball to center. That's cut by Rivera. And that's out number 2. Steve Finley is next. I bet you were touring a lot of the U.S. as I remember it. Steve Finley is next. 2 outs now. Runner on first. 1-1. That's going to be a base hit to center. Alright, and on the play, the runner makes it to third base. So That's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. Alright, let's see. Runners on first and third. 2 outs. Craig Biggio is next. Yeah, that's going to be Carlos Perez's last inning here. 2-2. That's it weekly. Brett Barberie after it catches it for out number 3. So the Astros get some runners on, but they do not come in to score. Have I ever been to New Mexico? I think I have. I don't know how familiar you are with New Mexico. Is Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico? I've been there. I think it is. I think it's like close to the border there. I have never been to the Grand Canyon, no. One day maybe. Alright, so yeah, so I went there, so yeah, I did go to New Mexico. That's the only thing I saw there. We went there specifically for that. Like, we were there only for like 3 days or something, or 2 days even. Alright, Brian Anderson, Delino the Shields, bottom of the 7th, full count. Fly out to left for out number 1. And we are going to pull Carlos Perez. He did pretty good. Yeah, well, not that great. He's winning. We're gonna I think I'm gonna revise what I'm saying to that. Alright, we're gonna bring Woody Green as a pinch hitter to face the righty. 0-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Ray Sanchez is next. No count to him. Oh, that's a single to center here. Alright, so after 2 outs, Ray Sanchez keeps the inning alive with a single to center. Marquis Grissom is next. No count to him. Grounds it. Oh, that's going to be an infield single. Alright, so they eat it at third base. Do not risk a throw. Oh, Brian Anderson is injured. They have to take him out. Frank Speak is now going to be the pitcher for the Astros. 2 on, 2 outs. Brett Barberie is the batter. 0-1 to him. Grounds it to first, and that's the end of the inning. Alright, who do I bring in? Oh man, I'm gonna need to go back and watch that video to take notes. I'm always willing to look at some sites. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go with McLean. So, oh yeah, so I don't know how cut up you are with the Expo season. If you are not, we have a little bit of a different looking bullpen. I'm gonna need to change that. Okay, so I do still have Rick Mahler. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. I forgot to change him. It's only 7-3, so it's not a blowout. I'll bring McLean in. Alright, so top of the 8th, FP Santangelo is the next batter for the Astros. Mike McLean is on the mound for the Expos. 2-2 to Santangelo. That's it to right for a base hit. Mike Blowers is next. Runner on first, nobody out. Full count, and he walks. Not good. Roberto Pitagini is now going to be the batter. Runners on first and second, nobody out. 0-2. That's it to center. Rivera after it. And he catches it for out number 1. On the plate, the runner at second gets to third base. Runners on first and third, 1 out. Bobby Abreu is next. 3-1 to him. And he walks. Alright. Michael McLean, you're not... I was hoping that you could go 2 innings. I guess not, huh? Full count to Mark McLemore, and he walks in a run. Alright, I'm done with those shenanigans. We're gonna turn to Dea to finish the inning. I don't do warm-ups, but yeah, that's the idea, is that Ruskin is gonna be coming in the 9th. Alright, so Dea is gonna come in. No count. Full bases. Come on, Grissom. Catches it for out number 2. That's probably gonna be, yeah. Alright, so that's a sac fly. There's 2 outs now, but it's 7-5, so the Expos are barely holding on here. And Jeff Bagwell is next. Yeah, that's a little scary. 0-1. And that's why it's a little scary. Woo! Oh boy. It is 8-7 for the Astros, thanks to a 3-run blast by Jeff Bagwell. Darn. Oh, I've won my last 5 games, but yeah. All right, we're gonna try to get Steve Finley out, lefty on lefty. No count. That should be cut by Barbary, and it is. That's the end of the inning. The Astros score 5. It is now 8-7 for the Astros going into the bottom of the 8th. Ivan Calderon is going to be the first one to face Xavier Hernandez. No count. That's weakly hit to shortstop, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Charles Johnson is next. 1-2. That's it to right, and oh, I think it was out of here. It's not. Okay. I hate that, like it kind of lagged. That's a double for Charles Johnson. I don't hate getting a double. I hate that I don't know what was going on. Alright, Rivera is next. Runner on second base. 1 out. 0-1. And that's it to right. And that's cut there by Steve Finley for out number 2. Come on, Billy. Give me a hit. 2-2. That's it to center for a base hit. And on the plate, Charles Johnson scores. We have a tie game. It is now 8-8. If I remember correctly, my last 3-game series against the Astros was kind of like that too. A lot of momentum swings. Alright. We need a hit from Delino the Shields here with 2 outs. 2-2. That's it weakly to second. And he's thrown out. So it is now 8-8 going into the top of the 9th. And yes, I'm going to bring Ruskin for the 9th inning. Oh, he's a little tired. He pitched 28 pitches 2 days ago. And we have righties coming. I think I'm going to go with Jeff Robinson. He's been okay since I got him. Or since he was given to me, I should say. Since I don't control my transactions. So let's see if it pays off. I'm going with the like righty on righty thing. So Craig Biggio, first one to face him in the top of the 9th. 1-2. Grounds it to third, and he's thrown out for out number 1. FP Santangelo is next. 1-1. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out for out number 2. Now Mike Blowers is next, 1-1. That's it pretty well to left all the way to the fence. That's going to be extra bases. That's a double for Mike Blowers. And now we're probably going to be facing a pinch hitter. Yeah, Junior Felix comes in as a pinch hitter with a runner in scoring position. 2 outs, 2-2. That's it to second. And that's the third out. Alright, so Jeff Robinson does pretty good yet again for us. Gives up a hit, but that's it. Bottom of the ninth. Let's see if we have some walk-off magic in us. Edwin Hurtado is going to be on the mound for the Astros. I'm going to go with Johnny Boy as a pinch hitter. Two and two. Come on, Johnny Boy. He struck out looking. I don't like that. Ray Sanchez is next. 1-0. Oh, that's a base hit to left. So another base hit for Ray Sanchez. That's a few that I think that's his third one in his game. All right, so 1 out, runner on first. Marquis Grissom, come on. 2-2. And he struck out swinging. Man, come on. Barbary with 2 outs. Full count. Struck out swinging as well. Wow. Okay. Alright. I guess we're going to give some innings to Pavano. Going into extra innings. I'm going to get a guy with some stamina. Alright, Bobby Abreu, first one to face him, top of the 10th, full count. Grounds it to second base, and that's going to be an infield single. Ugh. Mark McLemore is next, no count to him. Tries to bunt, but he misses. 1-1, tries to bunt again, bunt is down. And we get him out at first. Abreu moves on to second base. With 1 out, Luis Gonzalez is next. No count. And we're walking him for a double play. Or to enact the double play. I don't know that we're going to get a double play. All right, 2 on, 1 out. Bagwell, who hurt us in inning number 8. 0-2. That's it to left. Calderon after it. He should have that. And he does. That's out number 2. And the runners do not advance on the play. 2 outs now for Steve Finley. 2-2. And he struck out swinging. Carl Pavano with a little bit of a lukewarm inning there. Bottom of the 10th, Edwin Hurtado is still the pitcher for the Astros. Ivan Calderon is the batter. 1-1. That's it to left for a base hit. It falls in front of Gonzalez for a single. Now Charles Johnson is next. Nobody out. 1 on. 3-1. Oh, that's it. Weakly to center. Alright, 1 out. Runner on first. Ruben Rivera is next. 2-2 to him. Grounds it to the pitcher. And they get the lead runner at second base. That's it though. So Rivera is safe at first. We have 2 outs for Bill Doran. No count. Rivera's going. And he's safe for his 18th of this season. Alright, so we have a runner in scoring position here. A base hit scores him. 2-1. That's, oh yeah, walk off by Bill Doran with a double to left. And we win this 9-8. Whew. All right. So yeah, looked like we were maybe gonna drop that one, but we showed some character. Yeah, he did. So did Ray Sanchez, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. Yeah, Carlos Perez went 2 for 2, also pretty good. So, yeah. Pretty happy with that. We showed some character. We kind of gave up that lead and then we came back and won. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's finish today. Oh, the Marlins are officially out of the playoffs. Alright, and okay, I need to... There you go. Yeah. We've been playing better lately, but even then, we're still 26 games out. Yeah, there's 3 very bad teams. The Phillies are atrocious. The Marlins are not very good, but, you know, they were an expansion team last year, so that's kind of understandable. And then, you know, we inherited the Braves with the realignment of the divisions in 1994, and the Mets have just been, you know, plowing through people since I started playing in 1991. I know that's not a reflection of real life, but that's what happened in my universe. So yeah, we have a lot of there's a lot of bad teams in our division. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and play game 2. We're gonna be facing Pete Harnish. Looks like he was hurt or something. He doesn't have a whole lot of starts. So 3-star player. Sounds about right, I would think, for Pete Harnish. And we're gonna go with Jose Rosado, who still is usually pretty good on the mound. So pretty good. And we have won 6 games in a row, by the way. Not neglectable. All right. Usually when I win, I like to keep the same lineup. If you think that maybe I should sub somebody, let me know before I start the game. Let's see. The Astros are going to go with Bobby Abreu, Mark McLemore, Luis Gonzalez, Jeff Bagwell, Steve Finley, Craig Biggio, FP Santangelo, and Mike Blowers. So basically the exact same lineup that we just faced. Alright, we good to go, I'm guessing, or... Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start that thing. Alright, so top of the first, of course, go Expos and play ball! Alright, so Bobby Abreu bats first for the Astros again, so it looks like... Oh, no, that's true. It was Carlos Perez, the starter. Never mind. I was going to say something that was completely irrelevant, which would not be the first time. Alright, so Bobby Abreu facing Jose Rosado. Full count to him. Yeah, the Central is where it's where it's going on. The Astros are 70 and 59, and they're third in the Central. Alright, so that was a strikeout swinging for Abreu. Mark McLemore is next. Full count to him as well. Struck out swinging. Rosado here, starting the game with a bang. Luis Gonzalez is next. Full count to him as well. Oh, he manages to touch the ball, and that's flied out to Calderon in left. Alright, the Astros go down in order. Bottom of the first, we have Delino the Shields to face Pete Harnish. Decent pitcher, not the best pitcher in the game, but definitely can beat us. Not a bad pitcher. 1 and 2 to the Shields. Oh, that's it well, all the way to the fence in center right there. That's extra bases for sure. Well, the Shields doesn't stop at second base. He's going all the way to third with a triple. And now I'm going to get a cough drop. My throat is a little raw right now. Alright, triple for the Shields. Nobody out, of course. Marquis Grissom is next. That's it to right for a base hit. Alright, that scores a run. That's a scoring single for Grissom. And the Expos are up 1-0 here at Olympic Stadium. And that brings up Ivan Calderon. No count to him. Oh, Grissom is going, of course. And he's safe. That's number 72 for him this season. 0-2 to Calderon. It's a to left that should be cut by Gonzalez. And it is. That's out number 1. Grissom goes to third base on the play. And he's safe, so we have a runner on third with only 1 out. Charles Johnson is next. 2-2 to him. That's a fly out to center. And that was not deep enough for Grissom to score, so he holds on at third. Willie Green is next. 1-1. Oh, that was just an illusion. It was it with a lot of power, but pretty much right at Gonzalez. That's out number 3. So one thing that I did is, so Ruben Rivera started to play better. So I moved him up 1 spot in the lineup. So I've put Doran at 7th and Rivera at 6th. His average just dropped back a little bit, but he was up to 260 for a while. So, yeah. Alright, Rosado's going to face Jeff Bagwell. Full count. And he walks. Alright, so Rosado using a lot of pitches here early in the game. That brings up Steve Finley, runner on first, 2-0. That's it to right. That's going to fall in front of Grissom for a base hit. So there's 2 runners on and nobody out for the Astros now, with Craig Biggio being the next batter. No count to him. Grounds it too short. And we only get the runner at second base, so that's a fielder's choice. Runners on first and third with 1 out. FP Santangelo is next. No count to him. Snap throw to first, but we are not catching Biggio off guard. 2-1 to Santangelo now. That's it to center. That's not very deep. And they are not able to score on that, so there's still 2 runners on with 2 outs. Mike Blowers is next. 2-0 to him. That's it weakly to center again. Rivera after it, and he gets it for out number 3. The Expos keep their 1-run lead. It is so 1-0. So Ruben Rivera is the first one in inning number 2, and he walks on 4 pitches. Bill Doran is next. No count. Stolen base number 19 for Rivera. Bill Doran. 1-1 to him. And it's in foul territory and cut by Blowers for out number 1. Ray Sanchez is next. Full count to him. Struck out swinging. Alright, that brings up Jose Rosado as, yeah, with 2 outs, 1-0. That's it to left. Oh, it had a little bit of carry there. Not deep enough, but it went all the way to the warning track. But that's out number 3. So, Expos do not score. Top of the 3rd now. Pete Arnish is going to be the first batter. I would have to check. I think so, because I have the Shields and Grissom. Both of them, of course, have a lot of stolen bases. I know that individually, Grissom is 2nd in the National League, but I would have to check like the team stat. I did not check that in a while. Pete Arnish now 1-0. And welcome around. I believe that's the first time that I have seen you here. So, Bobby Abreu is now the batter, 2-2. Sends it to right, and Grissom is there to catch the ball. That's out number 2. Mark McLemore is next, 1-2 to him. Grounds it to third, and he's thrown out for out number 3. Alright, so we keep our 1-run lead here going into the bottom of the third, and we have Delino de Shields as the first batter, 2-2. That's it, Weekly to third, and Blowers gets that pretty easy. That's out number 1. Marquis Grissom is next, 2-1. That's another weak pop fly. This time Biggio gets it. That's out number 2. Ivan Calderon is next, no count. Oh! Yes! That's home run number 30 for Calderon this season. So Calderon, for the first time since I started to play, reached 30 home runs and 100 batted in, which is not too shabby considering that in real life he was retired by now. That's the beauty of playing, not playing with recalc. I like having some little surprises like that. Charles Johnson is next, 1-0. So they called me Shake. Do you play a lot of out of the park baseball, or are you just curious about the game or something? And that was a single and then an error. Yeah, that's what it was. And it is 2-0 for us, by the way. All right, Woody Green is next, 0-2. Grounds it to first for the third out. Alright, the Expos add to their lead. It is 2-0 now thanks to a solo blast by Ivan Calderon, and we are going into the top of the fourth with a 2-run lead. Luis Gonzalez is the first one to face Jose Rosado, 2-1. Grounds it to second, and he's thrown out for out number 1. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I've been playing out of the park baseball since version 9. I had downloaded they had the version 8 as a demo and everything, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. So I've been playing this game for a long time. This is the first time that I'm streaming it though. So actually, my universe started in 1991. I started in 91 offline, and I played 3 seasons, and then I was like, I think I'm gonna try and stream it. You know, it's very niche, but you know. All right, so Jeff Bagwell is next. There's 1 out, 1-1. Oh, is that an error or a base hit? That's an error. All right. Oh no! Sorry, I guess I didn't say that right. This season, so the entire 1994 season was my first time streaming out of the park baseball. So I'm in August now. So I've done it a few times already, but yeah. So sorry. I guess me being French, sometimes my point doesn't always 100% come across the way that I think it will in my head, but yeah. Alright, so runner on first, 1 out, Steve Finley is next, 0-2. Oh, that's it really well all the way to the fence. That's going to be extra bases. Is that a triple? Sure is. Alright, so Finley gets a triple. It's 2-1 now. And there's only 1 out. So we need like a strikeout would be perfect, or a ball hit pretty hard at like an infielder or something. No count. Yeah, that's no good. Alright, so the Astros tied the game on a grounder by BGO. He's thrown out at first. There's 2 outs, but now we have a tied game. If P. Santangelo is in. Oh, yes. Everybody's going to be different. Since I've been playing out of the park for so long, at one point I had so many house rules that I had to try to keep the game challenging and everything, that I just decided to try to manage only and see how it would work out, and I ended up loving this mode. Now I understand it's not for everybody. Relinquishing roster control is very difficult, especially when the computer does stupid shit, but to me that's the most challenging way to play, and that's how I play it, and that's the beauty of that game, is that you get to play it the way you want. Alright, so nobody on base, 2 outs, 1-0 to Santangelo, and he's out on a liner to third. I also, when I play this save, I also try to, somewhat keep it realistic with pitchers and everything. So, in 2021, pitchers don't go very far in games, so I try to keep my pitchers in for 6-7 innings if they're pitching pretty well, to kind of reflect the 90s and whatnot. Alright, so Ruben Rivera, bottom of the 4th, 2-1. Oh, that's a base hit down the line and left. That's probably going to be extra bases too. Yep, stand up double for Reuben Rivera. So we start the inning with a runner in scoring position. Bill Duran is next, 2-0. And that's it. Oh, that's going to be cut. And it is. Alright, so 1 out. Ray Sanchez is next, 1-2. Ugh. Those kill me. That's my pet peeve. Striking out looking with runners in scoring position. That never makes me happy. Alright. 2 outs, runner on second base. Rosado, yeah, it's early to pull him, so. And he grounds out to first. Yep. So are the 70s your favorite era to be playing in? I know when I usually when I play a fictional league, I usually like to start it with the 1980 settings. Right, Mike Blowers, top of the 5th, 3-1. Rounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Peter Anish is next, no count to him. Grounds it to shortstop, and he's thrown out for out number 2. Alright, Bobby Abreu is next, 1-0 to him. And that was a liner to short, and he is out. So the Astros go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 5th, going into the bottom of the 5th. It is still 2-2 here at Olympic Stadium. Delino the Shields is the batter now, 0-2 to him. And he struck out swinging. Marquis Grissom is next, 1-1. That's it weakly to center. And that's cut by Abreu for out number 2. Ivan Calderon is next, full count. And that's it weakly to center. That should be out number 3, and it is. The 5th inning is over. So you're a Mariners fan then. That's cool. Just like pretty much everybody that liked baseball. I liked Ken Griffey Jr. obviously. I mean, it was pretty hard to not like that guy. 1-1 to McLemore, and it's cut in center field by Rivera for out number 1. Luis Gonzalez is next, 1-0. That's kind of what I'm trying to do with the Expos too. I'm trying to see if by managing only, if I can win the World Series before they relocate. That's a long-term project, especially since I play out every single game. Alright, Rosado still on the mound. Bagwell, 2 outs. How many pitches? Yeah, you're getting up there. In the first couple innings, you were using a lot of pitches to get your outs. Alright, we're gonna need to manage that a little bit. 1-1 to Bagwell. And he's thrown out. That was it weakly at the pitcher. 3 outs. Bottom of the 6th, Charles Johnson is next. 3-1. And he walks. Alright, so we get a runner on. Let's see what we can do with it. Willie Green is next. You need to do something. 1-1. Oh, when I said to do something, I didn't mean it in a double play. Alright, so no more runners on. 2 outs. Ruben Rivera is next. 1-2. Bottom of the 6th, tied at 2. That's it weakly to first, and he's out. Alright. Yeah, Rosado's is still capable. So Steve Finley is going to be the batter now. Full count to him. It to center for the first out. Craig Biggio is next. No count to him. And that's going to be a base hit to right. Alright, so single for Biggio after 1 out. Runner on first for Santangelo, 1-0. Grounds it to second base. Oh, I didn't get the double play. Alright, we did get the lead runner at second base, so there's 2 outs with a runner on first now for Mike Blowers. 1-2. Grounds it to third. And we get the lead runner at second base again. That's the 3rd out of the inning. Alright. No, he's in my save, but since I'm not having players appear on the team that drafted them, he was drafted by the Phillies instead. So Vladimir Guerrero is with the Phillies. A-Rod is with the Padres. Obviously, Bobby Abreu is with the Astros. I think that's who drafted him in real life. Who else that's notable that got drafted somewhere else? Johnny Damon is with the Padres as well. There's others, I just can't think about them on top of my head. Alright, Doran is the first batter here. Bottom of the 7th, we're still tied at 2, 1-2. Struck out swinging. That doesn't happen very often. Doran doesn't strike out much. Ray Sanchez is next, so 1-2. Oh yeah. The first big trade that happened, because you know I don't control, I'm not the GM, right? So the first big trade that happened was very one-sided. So I had this guy on my team, you might have heard of him, Larry Walker, in 1991. He was still like 23 or 24, and he was batting .364 for me. He was an absolute MVP, and my GM thought it was a good idea to trade him to the Cubs alongside Barry Jones and money for Russ McGinnis, a catcher that has faded in oblivion really quick in real life and in my save. I was livid, but that's part of the gamble. So that was the very first big trade that happened. Big names that are on different teams. Barry Bonds plays for Oakland. That's kind of interesting. He's there with John Kruk, so that's kind of interesting. David Cone signed with the Texas Rangers. And oh, did Rosado just hit a home run? It is 3-2. Greg Maddox is now with the Dodgers. On top of my head, that's the ones that I remember. So Rosado hit a solo blast, and we are now up 3-2. Awesome! I was not expecting that at all. Rosado is not a very good hitting pitcher, as evidenced by his 0.59 batting average. And that's a grounder too short for the Shields, and he's out. Yeah, after the game, if there's a couple players that you want for me to go and check where they're at and everything, we can. Obviously, I'm not going to do that for 5 hours or anything like that, but if there's a couple players that you're curious about, I'm more than happy to go and look for them. Alright, let's see. Where are we at? I think I'm going to continue with Rosado just a little bit. Junior Felix comes in as a pinch hitter. Full count. And that's a strike 3 looking. Bobby Abreu is next, 2-2 to him. That's it to center. And that's cut by Rivera for out number 2. Mark McLemore is next, 3-1. And he walks. I'm bringing in the... He's gonna do better this time, right? No count to Gonzalez. 2 outs. Grounds it to second. Oh, that's gonna be an error. No. It was not. Wow. Is that something that they fixed in the last patch? It used to be that whenever an infield player would like kind of slide for no reason, it was always an error. Looks like they might have fixed that. Alright, so Marquis Grissom is going to be the first one to face Xavier Hernandez in the bottom of the 8th. The Expos are still up 1-1 to Grissom. Grounds it too short for out number 1. Ivan Calderon is next, 1-0. That's it weakly to center. Oh, it falls in for a base hit. Alright, so Calderon gets on board here with 1 out. It would be really awesome to add to that lead. Charles Johnson is the next batter, 1-2. And he struck out looking. Woody Green is next, 2-1. Oh, that's a base hit to right. And on the play, Calderon gets to third base. So we have runner on extremities, 2 outs. Ruben Rivera is next, 2-1 to him. Oh, that's a grounder. Oh, and that's an error. I will take the extra run. Thank you very much. It is 4-2 for the Expos now, thanks to an error by the second baseman, Mark McLemore. Bill Duran is next, runners on first and second, 0-2. And that was cut at center field by Abreu for out number 3. Alright. So we're going to bring our friend Scott Ruskin. Alright, just in case here. Right, I'm going to bring in Johnny Knott to play at first base. And we're going to go with Scott Ruskin. Alright. Now, Bagwell always scares me with a lefty. 0-1. We saw in the last game why. Grounds it too short. The throw to first, and he's out for out number 1. Steve Finley is next, 1-2. Struck out swinging. All right. Scott Ruskin is on. Craig Biggio is next, 0-1. Grounds it to short. Alright, the Expos take the first 2 against the Astros, and we're going to be playing game number 3 here. Alright. So another pretty decent performance from Jose Rosado. I know that his record is not that great, but he's been pitching pretty well overall. Alright, so let's see what we have in the news. Chad Curtis has a 20-game hitting streak going. Derek Lowe, playing for the Mariners, had a complete game shutout, 12-0 trouncing of the Twins. 2 hits, 1 walk. Alright. Jose Canseco gets his 300th home run of his career. That happened against the Brewers, who of course are still in the American League in 1994. Alright. So a couple pretty nice performances there. Now we're going to go ahead and finish today. Alright, so Katsumasa Ota completed. Okay, so Ota goes to rehab. That's fine. Oh, there's more news than that. Oh, I never saw that, or I don't remember seeing that. The Rockies hit the tragic number instead of magic number, so Rockies are officially eliminated of playoff contention. Tony Phillips with the Orioles. So he's gonna miss 6 weeks due to a torn hamstring. Ouch. Alright, so yeah, we just saw news about that too. Oh, there's been a trade. Alright, Kansas City. Okay, so Ron Mahay and Aaron Morris go to the Cards for Steve Bedrosian. Looks like Kansas City's loading up here. I think they are doing a playoff push, I think is what's going on. Yeah, they sure are. So see, that makes sense. I don't mind trades like that. It makes sense. They went and got an experienced relief pitcher. They're only 2 games ahead of the White Sox and everything. So to me, that makes sense. I don't mind that. St. Louis is kind of out of it. They're probably not going to be making the playoffs. So, yep, it makes sense. All right, so that's not going to be an easy 3rd game of the series. There, we're going to be facing Darryl Kyle, and we're going to be sending Gabe White now. Gabe White pitched really well in his last start, if I remember correctly. I hope I do. Yeah, 7 2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, walked 3 and struck out 7. So he did pretty good. That was against Colorado, in Colorado too. So yeah. All right. Again, usually when I win, I try to keep the same lineup. If there's somebody you'd like for me to sub, let me know. I'm going to wait a little bit. Alright, so the Astros are going to go with Bobby Abreu, Mark McLemore, Luis Gonzalez, Jeff Bagwell, Craig Biggio, Mike Blowers, Junior Felix, and FP Santangelo. So very similar lineup, except that Steve Finley gets the day off for Junior Felix here. And this is whom I have available to me on the left pane. So if you want for me to try somebody somewhere, we can go ahead and do that. If not, I'm gonna go with my winning lineup. This is beautiful. I love to see that 30 home runs, 101 RBIs. What a season for Calderon. Yes, his batting average really dipped. It's now only 338, but what a season. Yeah, maybe Green has been a little. He has had some timely hits, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe for Green. Let's do it. Let's play him for Green. I don't want to take Sanchez out. He had a decent series so far. I don't want to have him feel like I'm punishing him. So let's play Barbery there. And I'm going to bat Rivera 5th. And we're going to keep the rest of the lineup like that. Sounds good. Barbery gets a start at third base against a righty. That doesn't happen very often. Not lately anyway. Alright, we're going to go with that. Start game. Alright, game 3 of the 3-game series. Go Expos, of course. Let's go, les Expos. And, of course, play ball. So Bobby Abreu starts the game. Gabe White is my number 5 pitcher. So, you know, even if he doesn't go 8 innings, that's okay. Ooh, 3-0 to start the first here. And Abreu walks on 4 pitches. Mark McLemore is next. 1-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Alright. Luis Gonzalez is next. No count to him. Oh, trying to run. And he's safe. That's 27 stolen bases for Abreu this season. And now Luis Gonzalez is going to be batting 2-2. That's it to left. Oh, what a play by Calderon. Calderon doing everything this season. He's playing defense. He's hitting. Alright, 2 outs now. Runner in scoring position for Jeff Bagwell. Full count. Oh, he struck out looking completely fooled by the pitch by Gabe White. Alright, the Astros do not get a run in inning number 1, and we have Delino the Shields to start against Darryl Kyle. Yeah, that's a pretty good season for Darryl Kyle. He had a couple losing seasons prior to that, but definitely on the right side of things this season. 2-2 to Delino the Shields. And that's it to right, and it falls in for a base hit. Alright. Man, we have won 6 games in a row. 7. We have won 7 games in a row. Wait, I can't count anymore. Yeah, that's 7 games in a row. I wish we would have played like that a little bit earlier in the season. Runner on first, nobody out. Grissom is next. 1-2. Grounds it to third. And that's a double play. Wow, they got 2 really fast players out on that play. Calderon is next, 1-0. That's it to right. And that's cut for out number 3. That's it for the Expos in inning number 1. Going into the top of the second. It is still scoreless. Craig Biggio is the first one to face Gabe White in inning number 2. Full count to him. And he struck out swinging. Have I found my true number 5 starter? The sample size is small, but Mike Blowers is next. 0-2 to him. Struck out swinging as well. Wow. Junior Felix is next. 2-2 to him. Oh, Gabe White strikes out the side. That's pretty impressive. Bottom of the second. Charles Johnson is next. 2-2 to him. It's it to right. And that's cut by McLemore for out number 1. Reuben Rivera is next. 2-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Barbery is next. No count to him. That's it to center for a base hit. Alright, Barbery gets on base after 2 outs. And that brings up Billy Doran 2-0. That's it to second base, and he is out for out number 3. All right, FP Santangelo is next. 1-2. Struck out swinging. Wow. Daryl Kyle is next. No count to him. That's it to center. And that's cut by Rivera for out number 2. Bobby Abreu. 2-1 to him. That's a base hit to center. That's the Astros' first hit of the game. Alright, so Abreu singles after 2 outs. Mark McLemore is next. 2-2 to him. Grounds it to second base. And he's thrown out for out number 3. Alright, so Ray Sanchez is going to be facing Daryl Kyle. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Yeah, I would think that Daryl Kyle would also strike out quite his share of batters in this game. Gabe White is next. 0-2. And he struck out looking. Now we're going with the Shields. 3-1. And he walks. Alright, we're getting some speed on the bases after 2 outs. And now Marquis Grissom is next. No count to him. The Shields is going. And he's safe. That's 52 stolen bases for the Shields this season. 3-1 to Grissom. That's it to right. That should be cut though. And it is for out number 3. Alright. Luis Gonzalez is the first one to face Gabe White in the top of the 4th. Full count to him. That's it to right. And Grissom catches it for out number 1. Sometimes I still get it mixed up since I made the switch in the outfield. Jeff Bagwell is next with 1 out. 0-2 to him. Grounds it to third. The throw by Barbary, and he is out for out number 2. Craig Biggio is next. 1-2. That's a weak pop up to second base, and that's cut by the Shields for out number 3. So the Astros get nothing. Bottom of the 4th with Ivan Calderon facing Daryl Kyle. 1-2 to him. Struck out swinging. Charles Johnson is next. 3-0 to him. And he walks on 4 pitches. So whenever you play out games and that you have a 3-0 count, more often than not it's going to be a walk, but not always. Sometimes there's going to be a swing. It used to not be like that. They changed that 5 or 6 versions ago. When I started playing out of the park baseball with version 9, back then if you had a 3-0 count, it was always a walk. Always. They changed it at one point. Alright, runner on first. 1 out. Ruben Rivera is next. Alright, they only get the lead runner. That was it at third base. They get the lead runner at second. Rivera is safe at first. There's 2 outs now. Barbary is next. 1-2 to him. Oh, and Rivera gets his 20th stolen base of the season. Full count to Barbary. Oh, he walks. Alright, so we have 2 runners on, 2 outs. Now Bill Duran needs a hit here. Full count. And he walks as well. Bases loaded. Ray Sanchez gonna come through? 2-2. No, he's not. Oh, you're the one I should have benched had I known that you were going to strike out looking with bases loaded. Oh. That's 20 lashes for Ray Sanchez that I'm going to give him in my head. Alright, top of the 5th, still no score. Mike Blowers here against Gabe White, 2-1. And that falls in front of Grissom in right. So the Astros get a runner on, nobody out. Junior Felix is next, 0-1. Tries to bunt, but he misses. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. 1 out. FP Santangelo is next. 0-2. Grounds it to short. And that's a double play. Inning-ending double play for the Expos. Bottom of the 5th. Gabe White gets things started. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. I kind of expected that. Delino the Shields is next. 1-1 to him. That's it to left. That should be cut by Gonzalez. And it is for out number 2. Grissom. No count to him. Weak grounder to short, and he's easily cut down at first. The Expos go down without a whimper. Still no score. Top of the 6th, Darryl Kyle. Full count. Oh, he struck out swinging. That looked high to me. Alright. Bobby Abreu is next. Full count. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out, I think. I hate when the camera changes like that and I can't tell for sure. Mark McLemore is next. 2 outs, 0-1. Grounds it to third. The throw by Barbary, and that's out number 3. He is. That's the 2nd start in a row that he's doing that. I had him in the pen for the longest time. I only gave him the 5th starter job because of an injury. But I cannot justify putting him right now. Of course, the sample size is small. I always try to keep that into perspective. But yeah, that's 2 starts in a row that he's really playing well. I like it. All right, 3-0 to Calderon, and he walks on 4 pitches. All right, so Kyle has struck out 6 batters, but he did walk 5. However, we only have 2 hits, so yeah. Right, Johnson is next, 3-1 to him. Oh, he walks as well. All right, so that's a prime opportunity here. We get 2 walks to start the inning, nobody out. Ruben Rivera is next. 2-0. Oh, that's it really well all the way to the fence. That's extra bases. It's gonna score 1, maybe 2. Oh yeah, Rivera's not stopping there. He's going all the way to third base. It is 2-0 for the Expos. Oh yeah. Yep, that's a good start. So 2 runs scored thanks to the triple by Ruben Rivera. There's no outs, and Brett Barbary is next. No count. Oh, they're gonna walk him to enact the double play. That might not be a bad idea. So runners on first and second. Nobody out. Bill Duran is next. 1-0. That's it to right. Oh, is that gonna be deep enough? I don't think so. Nope. Alright, so we're not going. 1 out. Ray Sanchez is next. 0-1. Come on, buddy. Uh-oh. That's an inning-ending double play. Oh, so that was not a big inning. At least we did get some runs. So the Expos take a 2-0 lead thanks to Ruben Rivera. We're going into the top of the 7th, up by 2. Yeah, I know. I should have kept Willie Green in and bench Ray Sanchez, not having a great game. Alright, so Gabe White is getting up there in pitches, but not to the point where I'm worried about it. So he's pitching inning number 7. Luis Gonzalez is going to be the first one to face him. No count. That was a pop fly cut by Charles Johnson, and that's out number 1. Jeff Bagwell is next. 1-2. Oh, struck out looking. That's 9 strikeouts for Gabe White in this game. Craig Biggio is next. 2 outs. 0-2. Make it 10 strikeouts. Whoa. Gabe White, where were you all season long? Oh yeah, you were in the bullpen. Oh my. And the thing is that in the bullpen, he wasn't doing too bad. You know, I was relying on him. Of quite a bit actually when I needed like a couple quality innings. I should have brought you back sooner. I have flashbacks on Don Bannerman now. Alright, no count to Gabe White. Grounds it to first. Don Bannerman was a guy in one of my fictional leagues that I created, that I took over a team, and I treated him as my fourth outfielder. Turns out that he was very under-scouted and he was a beast, but I didn't realize until the end of June, and he still ended up with like 30 home runs that season. That was crazy. I was like, man, what an opportunity wasted. Alright, the line of the Shields, full count to him. That's going to be an infield single. Oh yeah, good game for the Shields so far. Alright, Grissom is next, 1 out, runner on first, no count. The Shields is going, and he's safe. That's 53 stolen bases this season. Full count to Grissom. Oh, that's it weekly. And he's safe at first. Oh, yeah. So we're threatening again here, bottom of the 7th. Alright, so the Astros have had enough. They are bringing in Brian Anderson. He got hurt. Was it in the last game or the game before? So it's a playable injury. Runners on the extremities, 1 out. Ivan Calderon is the batter. Come on, we need to knock in a couple more runs here. Grissom is going. And he's saved at 73 for him. 2-2. Oh, Calderon here with the single to left. A run scores, a second run scored. It is now 4-0 for the Expos. Oh yeah, Calderon coming through here and helping us double our lead. Charles Johnson is next, no count. Hey, don't jinx me. Right, that's a stolen base. Charles Johnson, 0-2. Struck out swinging. Ruben Rivera is next, 2 outs, runner in scoring position, 0-2. That's it to center for a base hit. Come on, Calderon, run, little man. Cool, 5-0 for the Expos. Another good game for Ruben Rivera as well. Brett Barbery is next. Yeah, do not jinx me. There's one thing with my save that you need to understand, and Jero Nollet can probably attest to that. Never underestimate the power of my bullpen to completely collapse and lose me the game near the end of the game. Do not ever misjudge them. They are very capable of doing that. And oh, that's an error, is it? Yeah, that's an error. All right. So two outs, runners on first and third, with Bill Duran the batter now, thanks to an error by Mike Blowers, 1-2. That's it to left. That should be cut, I would think. And it is for out number 3. The Expos do add 3 runs to their lead. It is now 5-0 going into the top of the 8th. And I'm keeping Gabe White on the mound. I have absolutely zero reason to pull him. Mike Blowers is next, 2-2. Oh, that was cut by Gabe White. Down to his backside he goes, but it's an out. Alright, so a liner to the pitcher, 1 out. Junior Felix is next, 0-1. That's it to center. And that's cut by Rivera for out number 2. FP Santangelo is next, 1-0. Grounds it to short. The throw is sure, and that's out number 3. All right, the Astros go down 1-2-3. We are going into the bottom of the 8th. Brian Anderson is still the pitcher for the Astros. Ray Sanchez is the batter. No count. Grounds it to first. Yeah, not Ray Sanchez's best game. Gabe White is next. Yeah, I'm keeping him in. 1 and 2. And he struck out looking for out number 2. It doesn't make me mad as much when it's the pitcher. When it's the pitcher, it's whatever. Delino the Shields is next. No count. Grounds it too short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Expos are up 5-0 going into the top of the 9th. Gabe White is pitching the game of his career. And he is going to stay on the mound facing James Muton. 0-1. Oh, that's it to right for a base hit. Alright, so Astros get a runner on. That's fine. Bobby Abreu is next, runner on first. Nobody out. 2 and 2. That's it weekly to the pitcher. And that's an infield single. Alright. I'm still keeping him in. He's deserved the chance to finish this. Mark McLemore is next. 2 runners on, nobody out. Full count. That's it, too short. That's going to be another infield single. Oh my god. Oh, Gabe White. Yeah, I think I'm going to... Let's do one more batter. Luis Gonzalez is the batter now. Bases are loaded, nobody out. 2 and 2. Struck out swinging. Oh yeah. Gabe White is just toying with the Astros. He's giving them some hope, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna load the bases and make you believe that you can come back in this." Full count to Bagwell. Pop fly to Duran, who catches that at first for out number 2. So now bases are loaded, 2 outs. Craig Biggio is next. No count. That's it to short. And we get the runner at second base. That's a complete game shutout for Gabe White. Got scared here a little in the 9th. But we pulled through and we won this 5-0. So we just swept the Astros. That's the second sweep in a row that we got because we swept the Rockies the last time out. Gabe White with an absolute gem there. And we won 5-0. Alright. Let's take a look at the news. Alright, so Kevin Gross, who is now with the Yankees, pitched a complete game shutout against the Texas Rangers. And that's us. Gabe White pitched a 5-0 complete game shutout against the Astros. And Dwight Gooden gets win number 200 in his career. He has been dominant. Alright, I am going to advance that to the next day. Let's see what's going on. Oh, Marquis Grissom was released. That's interesting. We signed him as a free agent, but he got hurt in spring training, missed most of the season, got healthy, got sent back for rehab, and we just decided to release him after all. The day after Gabe White pitched that gem, our GM is probably like, "Well, we don't need him anymore. We have Gabe White. We had Gabe White all along." Right, player of the week in the American League is Bernie Williams, who's now... Oh yeah, that's true. The Mariners traded for Bernie Williams. That was last season. And Barry Larkin is the player of the week in the National League. And with the week we've had, our power rankings ought to be up. Oh yeah, we're 13th now. Too bad we couldn't start playing like that earlier because we have no hope of getting into the playoffs now. But yeah, we're seeing nice things, so that's always good. All right, so next time out it's gonna be the Cubs. Let's see. That's a three-game series, so that's gonna be a one-sitting thing. Um, September 1st is right around the corner too, so we're probably going to be given some young players to play. So since we're winning and everything and that's fun, but realistically we're not going to be making the playoffs, so I might be playing youngsters a little bit more once they call up all of those guys, so we'll see then. That's gonna be it for today. As usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in, and of course, Jero Nollet, as usual, you've been here. Thank you for that. They called me Shake. It was nice talking with you. You're always welcome to stop by if you want. Sadly, I do not have a very set schedule. I tend to do things a little bit randomly when it comes to my gaming and everything, so I never know day to day what I'm doing. Plus, sometimes I come back from work and I just need to take a nap. So sometimes I'm planning on going live and I just don't because I'm too wiped out. But yeah, it was fun. I'll see you guys later, and of course, if you're watching this on YouTube and you made it all the way to the end like that, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.